What modern trend do you absolutely hate? News agencies writing articles about all these people are saying X when it's just a few random people on Twitter, and generally the trend of amplifying fringe theories, beliefs, conspiracies, etc.
Here's my old man yells at cloud opinion. I hate those videos with a split screen and something interesting is happening on one half, while an influencer is literally just watching on the other half. I do not give a single fuck about the influencer. I just want to see the thing on the other side. You know, the thing worth reacting to. The abundance of unskippable ads on videos. I 100% guarantee I will actively try to not buy your product if you're interrupting what little precious time I have to watch something. Corporations buying single-family homes and turning them into rentals. All controls in a car being through a touch screen. For driving safety I want to keep my eyes on the road, and want to find controls, like window wipers, radio, OK and car audio podcast, by touch. With a touch screen I have to look to see if I am touching the right place on screen for the control I want to fob. The fact that everything is a fucking ad. Subscription services. Everything nowadays is being turned into a monthly bill. Pretty soon you're going to have to subscribe to keep your artificial organs functioning. Posting your entire life on social media. Giving out more personal info than necessary. Every online account wants my phone number, email, gender, full name, address, marital status etc. I want to download an app and it wants access to everything. The app can take a picture, now I want access to your complete gallery, contact list and call history. I go to a physical store to buy a computer and they want my zip code. I call customer service and they will record the conversation. Not even optional. Social media umbrella and what it's doing to this and future generations. Just off the top of my head. Ignorant echo chambers, the desperation of attention or clout, the views/follows/friends obsession, false information, trolling. I'm sure there is more. Influencers and recording of people/animals in distress. Something terrible is happening right now. Those people totally need someone to help them. I gotta get it on video. Trend. Child influencers. There's no reason your 5-year-old should have a public Instagram made, for grown adults to comment hard eyes on. There's no reason you should be teaching them to not smile in photos. There's no reason they should be experts at posing, and dressing, and whatever before the age of 9. It feels like so much damage on their self-esteem. The abundance of people trying to be influencers/streamers, while the majority of them are about as interesting as a boil. I hate not being able to watch videos without an ad, sponsor, or being told to like, comment, and subscribe. Which is ironic since you can't even comment on a lot of videos anymore. Everything being smart. I don't need my fridge and toaster and fucking door locks connected to the internet, especially if I have to get up to use the thing anyway. Hustle culture is the shittiest, most burnout-inducing mindset a person could have. Everything becoming monetized and for profit. Every hobby, every social media account, everything imaginable. Patreon this, Indiegogo that. Microtransactions on everything. Companies with Facebook pages as their website. The subscription-based economy. This will be capitalism at its worst. When we are no longer able to own anything, just rent and lease. We need to normalize X, when X is something completely trivial and irrelevant, like going to the movies alone. Whatever the majority of people does will be considered normal, deviations from it are what's outside the norm. If you need everything you want to do outside the norm to be normalized, that's a you problem, not a society problem. People don't care. Just do your thing. People really don't care. And if some do, they're just random strangers, so you shouldn't care. Using mental health issues as an excuse for shitty behavior, especially when it's a self-diagnosis. I hate that modern news is no longer just an informational source of what is happening. It's turned into a talk show. News networks only cast people who have loud personalities and lean very hard one way politically. They only cast people to make the news more popular by finding casts that make you think I wish I could hand out with them. News needs to be a neutral place to gather information to make a decision for yourself. It's not the fucking Wendy Williams show. We don't care how the anchor feels about it. We want facts and neutral information. Added after having a lot of good conversations with y'all, I wish the consumers of news wanted more straightforward facts and non-biased information. I know that news networks love the views, but it seems to be more entertainment than news. Literally anything software-wise I purchase I don't even fucking own. If I buy a piece of software and hardware, I should be allowed to edit and own it to my heart's content. It's my property, so I should be allowed to do what I will with it. Using mental health issues as an excuse for shitty behavior, especially when it's a self-diagnosis. Everything is done for profit. You can't find amateur YouTube videos anymore. You know those 30 seconds minus 2-minute YouTube videos from 12 years ago titled Guy Does, or Dog Wants, that were in 480p and have 8 million views? Type in anything like that now. All you get is top 10 videos made by studios that aren't entertaining in the slightest. Everything is labeled as sustainable or eco-friendly but demonstrably isn't. HelloFresh, for example, markets their food this way, but how on earth is all of that packaging and then the process of delivering it to your door a sustainable or environmentally friendly option? Many people today claim to support the environment, and I'm sure they do, but then also purchase Amazon next day shipping. Or maybe they grow 2 or 3 meals worth of vegetables on their balconies and then fly to Bali or wherever. As someone who works and has worked in the cattle industry his whole life, I'm no stranger to being told how evil or unsustainable my industry is. But it's the glaring hypocrisy that kills me. People online who do a good deed like buy someone food, and then proceed to record the entire thing just to show that they did something good. Defeats the point. What annoyed me was the fact that some of the people were busy recording the person while they ate the food that was just bought for them. That's pretty demeaning. I hate how everything requires an account. Order food? Account required. Online shopping? Account required. Charge an electric vehicle? Account required. Track bike routes? Account required. TikTok and any trends it inflicts, like people returning stuff to Amazon all the time and the sellers, not Amazon, suffering for it. Monetizing everything. What happened to hobbies for joy? You shouldn't need to be able to make money off something to enjoy it. Politicians who are profits over people types. You work for the people, and the society you represent is not supposed to be run like a business, no matter how big or small. The normalization of ignorance. Many believe that the opinion of someone with no knowledge or background is as valid as someone who has studied and has gained expertise. Climate change, vaccine effectiveness, etc., etc., etc. TikTok. But, more than that, it's the modern fixation that everyone has to produce content. That they are content. Every tiny, insignificant, banal part of someone's life is recorded and sent out to be gawped at and judged by anyone who stumbles across it in the endless abyss of vacuous drivel. I'm not sure if most of these people are actually enjoying it. It seems to be a constant pressure to market themselves. Call me a hater, I don't care, but making random one-off viral vid creators famous. I've heard some TikToker on a radio show interview talk about how she was in a way glad COVID happened and COVID was the best thing that ever happened to her because she became a TikTok star out of nowhere. Some of the most self-absorbed clout chasers, and we just reward them for it. Slamming people for things they did 30 years ago. People change. Times change. People who think it's socially acceptable to have their cell phone on speakerphone for everyone to hear their conversation. Mame, I don't need or want to know about your sexual exploits. People using their phone at concerts to record/take pictures. Seems like it is everyone all the time. Takes me out of the moment, and sight lines are bad enough without everyone holding their phone over their head. I hate when influencers or people that are TikTok famous pull pranks on essential workers. It's so unnecessary and causes then stress, confusion or anxiety to the workers just for views. Treating ADHD as some sort of silly quirk rather than a serious and possibility debilitating neurodevelopmental disorder. TikTok. People taking excessive selfies. Everybody is suddenly an expert on politics, religion and science. Blaming whole generations for everything. I'm a millennial. My mom a boomer but is as poor as dirt, don't even own a house. My youngest cousin are Gen Z, oldest are Gen X. None of this is our fault. We're all in this shit together. I hate what Instagram has done with society. Everyone is so fake. Anything anyone cares about is a number of follows on an app that in the long run means nothing. Everyone has turned into these vapid self-serving fake-ass narcissists. IG is easily the biggest cancer of this society. No one cares about anyone. They only care about what they can get from each other. Everyone is one-dimensional and care more about what they look like online than actual connections and actual happiness in real life. It's sad and toxic and destructive. I hate it.